Hey, what's up, sports bettors? Matt here with OddsJam. Pretty cool. FanDuel, again, offering a no-sweat same-game parlay for Thursday Night Football. The way it works, it's pretty simple. You place a 3+ leg same-game parlay for Thursday Night Football. If your bet loses, you will get refunded the amount that you bet. For me, the max that I could get refunded is $5, but this is different across all of the different users and accounts. So make sure that you check and see the max that they'll refund. And that is the max that I would put into a same game parlay. Is just the max that I would bet on this same game parlay is the max that they will refund. The only other qualifier is that it must be plus 400 odds or longer. So it says right here, plus 450, plus 500 would qualify, plus 350 would not. So needs to be a little bit of a steeper same game parlay. And then the last thing, just make sure you click opt-in. That is the most important thing. You will know you're opted in when it says accepted. Now, the first bet that you place must be for this same game parlay. So you just click bet now. It takes you to the game. You make sure you highlight specifically same game parlay so you know that everything that you're adding can be added into a same game parlay. And then you're good. Everything is set. The next order of business is finding plays to put in this same game parlay. For me, I like to use OddsJam for this one. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just scroll through the markets, find plays where you're getting some sort of value on FanDuel specifically. So if we look at the money line, no value here, plus 172. Bookmaker plus 176. The average odds are about plus 169. Not a ton of value here. Where we do see some value is the Bengals minus 3.5. Now, I will admit, for those of you that have been watching this YouTube channel, on an earlier video, I was doing an early look at the lines of the point spread, and I went with the Dolphins on that one. That, unfortunately, I have to take an L there. The odds have shifted pretty aggressively against that pick I made. So for those of you watching this who are confused why I have picking something different than a previous video, it's all about the odds. Sometimes you have to take an L, realize you made a bad pick, and that one I did. So I'll see if I can cash out of it. But regardless, for this one specifically, every other book is pricing this spread at 4 or 4.5. You can get it on FanDuel, granted at minus 120 odds, so you're paying up for it a little bit. But some other books, including some sharp ones, still think that the Bengals cover at 4, right? Like BetRivers has this at minus 114. Bookmaker has this at minus 115. The Dolphin side at minus 105. The main line for the sharpest line in the world, Pinnacle, has this at 4.5. Granted, they have it favored towards the Dolphins, but that's at a full point higher. And 4 is a key number to get above. There are certain key numbers. 3 is one of them, admittedly, for a field goal. But let's say the Dolphins are up by a field goal. The Bengals then score a touchdown, go up by 4. At that point, the Dolphins won't kick a field goal because there's no point in being down by 1. They'll try to go for the score. If they get stopped, this 3.5 would hit. The 4.5 would not, which is why that 4 number is also very important. So this will be the first leg that I add, Dolphins minus 3.5. So that is the first one. The next one that I wanted to look at, there were some anytime touchdown scores that I thought had a lot of value. So you just go to main markets, you scroll down, anytime touchdown score, pulls up exactly what it sounds like, anytime touchdown scores. And you want to find players that have value specifically on FanDuel. So Raheem Mostert, I do like, but not a great value getting at plus 260. The one that I wanted to highlight is this Hayden Hurst one right here. So getting it at plus 320 on FanDuel is still a pretty good value. If you look at the other books, 275, plus 265, plus 235. Now, obviously, individually, you can get it better on Fox Bet and PlayUp, but this is still a good bet to take Hayden Hurst anytime touchdown score. The reason why I'm throwing such a dart throw on Hayden Hurst, I talked about this in a previous video, is just because of the fact that the Dolphins are one of the worst teams in the NFL, specifically at guarding tight ends. So obviously there is a risk here, right? Plus 320 odds indicates that he's not the most likely in the world to score a touchdown. But I do think that it is pretty good value considering the fact that if you look at all the other books, like you're sacrificing almost, in this case, 95 cents if you go with Tipico over FanDuel. So there is still some value at this plus 320 on FanDuel. So that will be my second play. And then the third one, if the odds are still there, I found a pretty good play on receiving yards, specifically for I was looking at, there's no play on Hayden Hurst for receiving, unfortunately, but I was looking at T. Higgins. So FanDuel was giving you 62.5 at -114. Every other book except for Fox Bet is pricing his number above this amount, including OddsJam and Bet Online. So T. Higgins, I do think is a good play for player receiving yards over 62.5. So this qualifies plus 1,100. So it's $5 to win 55 for my same game parlay. For those of you who have more, I would put up to the max they would refund. So if it's 25, if it's 50, whatever, put that on it. But the three plays are Bengals -3.5, Hayden Hurst anytime touchdown score, T. Higgins over 62.5 receiving yards. So let me go ahead and place this bet, and we're good to go. So that is my official same game parlay for this game, Thursday night football game. Let's hope it cashes. Let me know if you're tailing, and that's it. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.